Hey everybody, how's it going? I finally had a first full real hearing in Hawaii. They've kept all existing rulings exactly how they are. So the mother's going to be able to continue to violate all the court-ordered visitations as she has been for 4 years. The judge didn't seem interested at all in the fact that she had violated 6 months of visitations in California, 8 months here in Hawaii just last year. He didn't seem interested at all in the fact that Everett and Grace don't engage in the video chats, that all the regular visitations are cut short. He literally voted in her favor on everything. The only change to the existing order is that now, besides just California coming after me for child support, the state of Hawaii will also be able to come after me for child support. So, not that it matters because it's immaterial, because I will not pay somebody who's actively and intentionally abusing my children, which I've made very clear from the beginning. But here we are. It's March 5th, 2021. It's very odd to me that I can just keep going to court over and over and over and over and have no change of scenario at all. It's like just the fact that I'm male, or I'm not really sure what it is. I mean, I've never done any crime. I've never threatened anybody. I've never harmed anybody. Literally, I mean, there's no evidence of my malfeasance towards anyone at all in any way. And yet for 4 years, they've disallowed me to have any type of relationship with my children. And we're continuing now. Just it's over 4 years now. We're actively heading into year 5. The restraining order that she got from a judge who was a friend of her dad's in San Diego, that's real. Judge Wood was a friend of her dad's. They go to the same shooting range. They're buddies. It was because he was oddly coaching her dad on the stand, and I was like, what is going on? Why would the judge be coaching her dad on the stand? And then I found out later through the grapevine that they are in fact friends. So anyway, that's what's going on. Everett and Grace, I have been battling your bipolar narcissist mother in 4 states now, just for the right to get to see you guys. I've spent over $300,000. I've never violated the restraining order that she got from her dad's friend, Judge Wood. It's very odd too. I mean, there's plenty of evidence that this actually occurred. The way they oddly switched judges at that hearing in San Diego, it's pretty clear. I mean, as soon as I heard through the grapevine what was up, I knew right away. But at any rate, it's been over 4 years of going through this legal battle, going to courthouse after courthouse after courthouse, and with no change, no benefit to the children, no benefit to me. It's very clear to me at this point that our legal system is completely broken. They don't care at all about you or your kids. I mean, that's the thing. It's family court. But the reality is, when the judge shows up, he's just there to cover his own ass, get a paycheck, and go to lunch. That's very clear. If he rescinds the restraining order, or he grants visitation, if anything goes wrong at all, then he could be held liable. So therefore, it's just much easier for the judge to say, oh no, I'm not going to change the existing order at all, even though there's been no evidence of my wrongdoing at all in any state by anyone, except for the hearsay of Mrs. Garcia and a Facebook meme that somebody else posted on my wall that I might have hit like or haha or something on. That's literally how I've been kept from my children for 4 years now. 4 years is a long time to dedicate to a project. I mean, if I had put all this time into going to school, I'd have a bachelor's degree in something by now. Maybe even a master's, because I put in a lot of work on this. So maybe I could have got the hurry up master's plan at this point. I'm no longer pursuing the legal strategy. I'm open to all ideas that do not involve the court system at this point. So if you have any ideas on motivating Mrs. Garcia to stop harming me and my children in particular, Everett Grace, this has been so bad and horrible for you, and I'm so sorry. This is not what I wanted. I've read that olive branch email a bunch of times. It is what it is. I tried very hard to make this not acrimonious and not full of animosity and viciousness. And now, after 4 years of extreme abuse by a bipolar narcissist, I'm done with the legal system, 100%. I'm not going to file anything. I'm not going to email a lawyer. I'm not going to call a lawyer. I'm not going to go to court. I probably won't even show up to court. If they ask me to come to court, I'm like, nah, make your ruling. Go ahead. It's 4 years is a long time to put into something and to get absolutely nothing for it. Absolutely nothing. And keep in mind, I have no criminal record of any kind, no history of violence, nothing. I mean, she was running a marijuana dispensary and I was the IT director for 13 school districts. You know, she's playing piano at a church once a week and I'm running 2 successful small businesses. You know, it's like by any jury of peers anywhere would look at her and look at me and be like, wait a minute, she cheated on you with a heavy metal drummer while she was running a marijuana dispensary and she gets the kids? Like, how does... I mean, I understand no fault divorce. I get that. But like who in the right mind would have made any of the rulings that we have at this point? It's shocking to me. The judge said I should change strategies. And that's the only thing the judge said that I agreed with. I'm changing strategies. So I'm going to continue working on my documentary. I'm going to continue to put search terms relevant to her attorneys, anybody, the corrupt judge in San Diego, anybody who's violated my rights, my children's rights, my parents' rights to have access to their grandchildren. I mean, this is like, it's not just like there's just these 3 victims. There's, you know, like 20 victims. My entire family hasn't seen Everett and Grace in 5 years. The judge said something else today at the hearing too. He's like, well, you're the right person to introduce the kids back into their family. And I'm like, oh, great. And then he's like, but we're not going to do that. It's like, you got to jump through all these extra hoops and then maybe we'll talk about doing that. Well, judge, you don't know a goddamn thing about anything, obviously. And I'm not going to jump through any hoops you give me. I've been battling this evil monster in court for 4 years, over 4 years. And to pretend that like to continue to do so is going to benefit anybody at all is ludicrous. So Miss Hills, anybody else involved in this case who's not, directly involved or whatever, just know I am coming for you. I'm an IT expert, so it's probably going to be in an IT way. So I don't know what else to do at this point. I've tried everything in the courtrooms. I just want to have access to my kids. That's all I've been fighting for since day one. My email, I was very explicit in that very first email that I sent to Mrs. Garcia. I said, hey, listen, if you, give me reasonable visitation, don't hurt the kids, whatever, you can have anything you want. Houses, cars, money, gold, silver, Bitcoin, anything you want, you can have it. And she didn't let me see the kids for 6 months straight. That was right at the beginning of the divorce. And then she violated every single court order, did everything she could to stall, used any loophole to violate any visitation. Just little details here and there. They all add up to extreme parental alienation. It's very obvious. My kids are suffering all the symptoms now of extreme parental alienation. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm suffering too. I love my kids. I want to see my kids, and I've been unable to for 4 years. It's like a part of you is missing that's injured that you can never heal. And never. I mean, like, even if they were like, oh, you have full custody, move to Uruguay and live with the kids on a farm. It'd be like, even if that happened tomorrow, it's like, there's a part of me that will never heal from all this. And my kids have damage now that will never heal for them. Very likely. Everett and Grace, I'm so sorry. I bought you a farm on the Oregon coast. And I was a very faithful, loyal, and good husband to your mother, and a very good father to you every second of every day that I got a chance to be. And when you find the truth of this all out, which it's very likely you will. I've read so many papers on parental alienation now. That was funny too in court. I keep talking about parental alienation, talking about papers and symptoms and discussing it, and everybody there just like ignores it. Oh, we don't pay attention to that. Never mind, 5,000 studies and papers written in the last 10 years. No, we're not interested in that. So, So again, any strategy that does not involve lawyers and the court system, I'm all ears. But I have completely given up on the United States court system. I probably will not show up, will not engage, will not respond, will not answer an email, will not answer a phone call. If I have to go on the lam, maybe I'll do that as well. If I have to change my name and move to another country, maybe I'll do that. I mean, I've done everything that I can in courtrooms in 3 states across the entire nation and gotten nothing for it, but kicked in the teeth. And my children have been exhibiting worse and worse harm from the symptoms of parental alienation the entire time. So clearly this strategy isn't working. So again, if you have any ideas on strategies that don't involve lawyers or the court system, I'm all ears. Any strategy, any strategy. There's no strategy that's not on the table. Any strategy is on the table. All strategies are on the table. You'll do anything for your kids, and my kids are being intentionally and excessively abused by their own mother, and all the parties who are aiding and abetting her new husband, her parents, her lawyers, these random judges who really don't care about anything except for making a ruling and going to lunch. Obviously, I mean, if they actually cared, and it's funny too, because like during the ruling, like they'll give you a little lip service, like, oh, well, we think it's commendable that you went from state to state to state, but you're still totally screwed and we don't care, and you're not going to see your kids ever. So and then they said we're supposed to do like reunification therapy, right? Which is something I agree with. I mean, the evidence shows that that's probably very vital and important at this point, to do reunification therapy with a therapist or whatever. Every therapist on the island is completely booked. It's 2021. Everybody's suffering mental health issues from COVID, and all of the therapists are like completely booked. So it's very unlikely I'm going to get any of these reunification therapy visits. And it doesn't really matter, because even if I get them all, she's still going to violate all the visitation orders, and there's no consequences. She's been violating orders for 4 years, including a 6-month period in 2017, 2018. During that second half of 2017 and first half of 2018, 6 months, she didn't let me see the kids. That ended on Valentine's Day, 2018. And then 8 months last year, from the onset of COVID all the way to November, she didn't let me see my children at all in 2020. And there's just no consequences at all for that. It's just like, oh yeah, well, that's understandable. She was busy with her 1 day a week job that she has. Clearly she didn't have time to drive and drop the kids off so they could see their dad. I can't send them presents. I can't really buy them presents. I can't really send them emails. I can post this stuff to YouTube, which I do over and over and over again, in the hopes that at some point they get to see it. I do think that at some point she's going to also pursue extra legal activities against me, probably the violent kind. So if I disappear or anything happens to me, I'll let you know where to look right away, and it's Regina Garish. 100%. Yeah, I don't know. I'm staying healthy, staying focused. I'm going to be here for you, Everett and Grace, when you do get some kind of autonomy and can come visit your dad of your own free will. I don't really know what else to do at this point. So, all right. Thanks, Internet fam. Have a great day. Bye.